What is up, everybody? It's your boy Champion here.
And Century, forgot my name again. I was like, wait, what's my caller ID?
Your caller ID, your Discord
My
ID.
call sign.
Guys, it is March 22nd. I could have said that better. 22nd, 2019. We have a ton of news. By the way, this is episode 9. We skipped last week. I was very sick and Century was out of town, so we just weren't able to get around to it. I hope you guys can forgive us for that. But we have a bunch of stuff for y'all today. You know, we're gonna talk about Stadia, the whole big thing that Google's doing, or and our takes on it. What do we think is the future of gaming? And is Google gonna play a big part in that? Okay, we're gonna talk about Cuphead to the Switch. What does that mean in the bigger picture? Because I feel like there's a lot of bigger picture stuff going on with that game being announced on the Switch, and also our first impressions of what's the game called, Century, again?
Which one? Oh,
the one
I'm playing.
The one you're doing.
Sekiro.
Yeah.
Shadows Die Twice.
Yes, Shadows Die Twice. That's I don't want to say it incorrectly and get butchered in the comments by like our like 5 subscribers, but yes, we're gonna. Well, Century's been playing that game, and I'm basically gonna ask him a few questions and see what are his first impressions, and I'll probably get around to playing it later on throughout the week. But yeah, let's get started. Okay, let's start with the big news, Stadia. So Google announced that their new streaming platform will be called Stadia. They announced a bunch of features. There's a whole hour video about it where they basically go into details on how it's gonna work. They're basically going to it's basically gonna be, you can instantly play games. You can literally be on your YouTube and it can say play game. You click on it and it's gonna teleport you into the game instantly. Within seconds, you'll be playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey, 1080p, 60 frames per second, 4K, 8K. They said even 8K support. Okay, so they showed up a lot of stuff. You can play it on your TV, you can play it on your phone, you can play it on anywhere you want. Okay, and so Century, what are your opinions on Stadia?
Well,
Do you think
here.
it's gonna affect the actual future of gaming, or is it
I don't think it's a silver bullet. Like, I don't think it's a silver bullet that's gonna destroy Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo at once. As soon as it I think what they're going for are for. Here's the thing. Like, we spoke. Like, I spoke, and I gave you my reactions to it, and
yes?
yeah, you know how I felt. I don't really like this, because not because I'm afraid, but it's just like the way they seem. They were very condescending on the presentation. They were like, oh, these are all the problems. Like, imagine, don't you hate it when you gotta, I don't know.
Wait for downloads. Wait for a game to download.
No, well, obviously, no. Of course, you hate that, but
Yeah.
no. But I mean, like, they were like, oh, they were presenting problems that people don't really have, at least gamers in general. And
Yeah, like they want it, like people want to play instantly the games,
yeah,
like instantly.
and no, but the
on
thing
like
is,
from
you
YouTube.
have to buy the game. So I was like, oh yeah, you can play now. And honestly, it didn't make sense. It's like when they said, oh look, you saw this YouTube video and now you can play instantly. And then the guy was like in the ocean, like he didn't even pick his character or anything.
Yeah,
I
that's
was
what
like,
I thought
wait,
was funny.
Okay, that's not how it works.
Yeah, I thought.
So you're already,
that was funny.
you already lied there, but okay.
I'm confused. Like if that happens, I'll be like, okay, cool. But I'm
Yeah,
confused.
so
What am
what
I
if I
supposed to
just
do?
accidentally see, like, I go into like a boss battle? But no, I'm not sure how that's gonna work. And also, here's the other thing: a lot of people are afraid of like how long they'll manage these games. So imagine if a game came out, didn't sell that well, but you liked it and you keep playing it. What if Google decides, you know what? There's not that many people playing it, so we're just gonna take this game out of the service, or we're not gonna allocate that many resources to that game, and it's not, it's gonna run poorly now. You know what I mean? Like, imagine that.
Yeah.
A lot of people are afraid of that. Or they just take
My-
out the game. Then what? Now you can't play the game that you bought anymore. And that's the scary part for a lot of people. Is like, we're already living in a minimalist society. Like I don't know how many subscriptions I'm paying for right now. Like I've honestly lost count, and like I own nothing.
Well, I was under the impression that this was gonna be like Netflix of gaming, but when they actually broke it down and I was like, you still have to buy the games, I'm like, then it's not really Netflix.
Yeah, here's the thing. Like
It's,
I know I have a lot of negatives, but as I was thinking about it, because I mean you remember right when I called you after the presentation, I was like, yeah, I hate this.
Yeah.
I hate, why does this even
you
exist?
no, okay. All the problems you mentioned, yeah, they're legitimate problems, but the biggest problem, like,
No, but
which
here's the thing. I think it was
I was
Google's fault because they did not present this right, and I'm being devil's advocate here, because I think they should have marketed more like, okay, this is for the casual, like for the everyday person, or even for like a media journalist or somebody who travels a lot. You can play your games anywhere, and that's why I think the Switch was so successful, because
the vibe,
a lot of people
the
travel.
vibe. Yeah, no, and I like the Switch, how they show a lot of adults traveling in almost all their like commercials and stuff. I feel like this was marketed towards like the general audience, people that like are super casual that can't even afford a console.
But here's
It
the
was
thing.
even like,
Here's the thing. If you can't afford
Yeah.
a console, how can you afford the internet that's gonna require this these games or whatever? Because 30 megabytes is not common still in many parts of the world. It's common to you and me. If anything, it's like not much, but it's not that common around many parts of the world. So it's like,
wait, but 30 megabytes, wasn't it gonna be like even like you would need even more, right? Didn't you say it was like?
no, okay, yeah, but that's what they're saying. They're recommended.
So they're saying at 30 megabytes you'll be able to play those games 1080p 60 frames a second.
Yeah, no. They're saying 8K 60 or no 4K 60 frames a second with 30 megabytes.
With 30
That's what I'm
megabytes,
saying.
I mean,
These are just allegations. These are claims. To me, they're blatantly lying to my face. That's why I felt insulted in a way. I was like, "Yo, you're lying to me. That's not how this works."
you're gonna need some actual wizardry, like
That's what and they were calling.
be able
Dude,
to
it was
pull this
like the
off.
whole presentation. They were patting their backs. Oh, many people call us wizards because we are. And you see like the three like people that are like clapping like, yeah, Google. Or,
Yeah,
and then when they said
wizards.
8K, it was like, okay, Google. Like you know how you're gonna get the Alexa or whatever, what's it called?
Yeah, Alexa.
Yeah, isn't Alexa Amazon?
Oh yeah, it's Amazon. I forgot what the Google.
Yeah.
I think it's just Google, or I don't
Yeah,
even know.
but you say
I don't
okay
remember.
Google, and then I was like, okay Google, like
Yeah.
we get it. you
I
think
just
you
I
did
just see
something
that guy.
here.
I see this guy from Harry Potter, the big guy with the beard. He's like, "You're a wizard, Google."
Yeah, man.
That's to me my biggest concern. Like I thought that you were just hating on Google until you mentioned that, and I'm like, okay, that's legitimate.
No, I hated the presentation. This presentation was horrible. It was like condescending. It was to me it was blatantly lying. I don't believe any of what they just said until I actually see it with my own hands and I hear like other people. Like I don't believe it. I don't. And not
And
because it's
here's-
not possible, but like so far like nobody has. I mean, there's been so many streaming services that have said, "Oh, no lag," and how many have lag?
Yeah. No,
They
yeah,
all say
I
that.
see
They
it.
all say that. I remember the Nvidia Shield would say that. It's like, "Oh, no lag." Yeah, it has lag.
It does. It does. Like I've played the PlayStation 4 one, and the thing is, I have a bad internet connection, but it's still. I played it, and yeah, at times the images would get really fuzzy and stuff like that. I didn't like how they
Yeah,
looked.
I mean, look. Here's the thing. Like, a lot of people own their games online, right? I mean, the only physical games I buy are for my Nintendo Switch because I like the cartridges, I like the cases. So
Yeah, me too.
that's it. But like for the Sekiro game, I bought it online. I saw no reason to really go and buy it physically. So a lot of and then movies obviously like you get movies either through Netflix or Amazon or you just get them online. Like but a lot of people like that premium Blu-ray, all those behind the scene additions and stuff inside the Blu-ray cases, and so I feel like this is not for gamers, because I feel like a gamer would still rather play, the next Xbox or PlayStation and have that premium feel than play, like, risk having to play on an online service. I feel like that's more for, like I said, casual people who don't buy consoles, who just want to play a raid and Destiny or something like that.
Look, I think Google needed to hire somebody, a veteran. I just don't feel like they don't have the experience. They lack the experience. Somebody that could have came in, a veteran from either Microsoft, Sony, or I don't care. Just somebody that was in a room while they were developing a successful console.
They did.
Somebody who was in a room.
Their president.
But why was it handled so terribly?
The president of Stadia, he worked for Microsoft. He was the CEO of Microsoft, I think, or he was a big honcho at Microsoft and Sony.
When they developed what systems?
Here's the thing, he was there for, I think, the PS3. This guy, let me see, and the PS2 maybe.
He was the main guy on stage.
Yeah, no, he's the president. He's the guy. He's the president of Stadia now. But he was.
But the PlayStation 2 and the Xbox 360 are two of, like, some of the best consoles of all time.
Well, I don't know. I don't know about PS2, but he was.
I mean, most sold. It's literally like up there. Like it's, it's successfully. It's it's like we were just talking about
success. For PS3. Now I think of it.
For PS3, even
no,
the PS3
the whole
was
PlayStation. The PS, it was for PlayStation. It was a failure for them.
I still saw a lot of people playing it though. Like maybe it might have been a failure compared to the 360, but it still was big. It was a failure, but if you compare it to like the range of consoles that have ever come out and stuff like that, it did good. Like okay, like you have experience with a console, so like I don't understand how that
he was
with him in the room.
You remember his presentation, or did you saw it, right? The entire presentation. Yeah, he was like, oh, this guy definitely knows the difference between an RPG and an NPC. My eyes rolled to the back of my head when he said that.
Yeah, I was like that's not even like catchy. Like,
shouldn't anybody any person that works with tech at least know that? I mean, come on.
I thought he was gonna say, oh, he knows the difference between an RPG and like a JRPG. I thought he was gonna say something like that. I'm like, okay, I guess that's whatever. But like, geez, like like an NPC and an RPG, I'm like, they just have the letter P. Like what? Like I don't get it. Like,
yeah.
Well, I didn't get the joke at all because they sound similar. They don't even rhyme.
Yeah, it was cringy. And here's, obviously we're not. That's just nitpicking at this point. And the other thing that bothered me was Now it escaped my mind. It bothered me a lot.
I mean, they did a lot.
Yeah. I'm trying to. Yeah, I can't remember now. Here, yeah, just. How did you feel about it? And then I'll. If I remember, I'll say it. But how did you feel about it, essentially?
Now, I had high hopes until I had a conversation with you, and you kind of explained to me how most of the stuff they said is physically impossible. And then I was like, well, I don't like this anymore. So, okay, yeah, look, they made a lot of bold promises, and if they can complete half of those promises, I mean, geez, you have something there. But yeah, the presentation wasn't good. They didn't tell us a price. Like, come on, like we need to know basic, like the price.
Yeah, it's probably
we
because
need to
they
know
weren't like that proud of it, maybe, or they just wanted to see the reception, and then they were gonna base the price off it. I don't know. I don't know what they were doing.
I felt like they went into a lot of small detail that they could have easily left out for like other presentations or like other tidbits.
Yeah, no, I mean they missed out. Look, these things are important in games or whatever, and they missed out like or not games. I mean like this is important in these conventions for like new consoles or whatever, or new platforms, gaming platforms. They didn't show off any games. They showed off these tech demos that were running really poorly. Even the Doom. I don't know if you saw the Doom Eternal. You saw the Doom Eternal, right? When they were showing it off, it was like very like laggy.
I heard most of it because I was driving, but I saw I just saw Doom Eternal and I was like, okay, that's a game.
No,
but
yeah, it looked laggy. It was lagging on the conference.
I probably
It was like,
I probably
really?
thought it was my phone.
This is
I probably
Yeah, this is a controlled environment by Google. Why was that like? Come on, Google. Like, even like you should have just faked it. You should have honestly just faked those like videos at that point. I mean, I don't know, man. And then people are saying, oh, but they're new to the industry, blah blah blah. But they've been in the tech industry for years, and
no, but
you know,
still.
but I mean, they hired people.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
And
this guy should
they
have
still
known.
should have seen. They should have learned. I mean, they have billions of dollars. You don't think they could have they could have learned from other people's experience?
And here's the thing. My thing is, well, and I'm saying they had the guy with the console, but I think maybe because this is so different than a console, this is a totally different entire beast on its own. Streaming games, it's something that if you look, a lot of companies do it, but it's just not noticed because it's very in a very experimental phase. Yeah, it's
and
not.
Internet is not like your internet is not that like great. Like in many parts of the country, in the U.S. and especially in the world, and like Google
I mean,
based
honestly,
it off this utopian idea of what the internet is. Like, open internet. Everybody has great internet. Why even pay for games when everybody has a gigabyte of internet coming out of their toenails? Like, it's like, no, this doesn't. Maybe. Future, obviously, this might be like where games might be headed if internet was just like almost like air, like everybody had it. But no, it's not.
We're South Korea. We're South Korea. Like, in South Korea, the internet is extremely fast everywhere, and it's like,
yes,
no.
but not like still like.
If South Korea if they don't meet the standards of the internet you need to run
It's
this,
not
then
even
nobody runs the
released in
standards.
Asia, by the way.
I mean, that's the first place I'd test it out in because they have the fastest connection.
Well, yeah,
that's kind of
Nintendo's been playing with that with some games,
and then
like Resident Evil, I think, and Assassin's Creed.
And we were gonna talk about Microsoft's presentation, but I guess seeing how bad this looks, they kind of been joking on Google and Stadia.
Yeah, they supposedly a memo leaked, but I think they leaked it. Where it was like, oh yeah, Google they didn't say Google. They said a big competitor just announced their online platform, and essentially they were like, yeah, we have this in the bag. We'll just wait until E3 and we'll let them have their fun for now.
You know what? It's funny because a lot of people like to clown Microsoft, especially for the Xbox One. But I mean, heading into the next generation, for some reason, people are scared of a new competitor jumping in, especially somebody like Google.
No, it's not because look, Google.
I guess because there's Google
inside the tech world, not in the gaming world. It's not that big in the gaming world, but in the tech world, like a lot of people hate Google because they have they have a bad reputation of trying to monopolize every industry they go in. They have the Xbox hack, or the Google Talk or whatever it's called, the Android. They have the Android. They have they basically monopolize the mobile market. Not basically, they have. It's only that theirs, Android, or what's it called, Apple. And Apple's struggling right now. You know what I mean? Like they're monopolies. They're trying to. That's their goal. That's their business model. Monopolize every industry they've ever gone in. And a lot of the times they fail, and people are happy because they're when they look, here's the thing: if they monopolize like the industry, then they can charge us and do whatever they want with us, basically.
My thing is that we clown a lot on Microsoft, but they're kind of like the lead hero in this. They're the ones that are gonna, if somebody's gonna take down Stadia, it's gonna be Microsoft and their streaming platform or whatever they're planning on doing. But I feel like Microsoft has the experience to do it, and I feel like they just gone through a bad experience, and I feel like a company like Microsoft that's like a veteran company. And here's the thing: I mean, am I crazy for saying the Xbox One is their first bad console? Because the first Xbox was very popular, and the 360 is all-time great. Is it safe to say the Xbox One was their first bad console, their first failure console?
Yeah. But not really.
Well,
I mean, it still sold well.
I still no, and that's the thing. But I still believe that those bad
They
experiences,
still. What I
especially for a
liked about
veteran
it is that
company.
they still supported it. They added, a lot of
No,
things.
yeah. But
Obviously,
no, my
exclusives were non-existent.
but my thing is like whatever doesn't kill you makes you stronger. So them going through that bad experience, I feel has made them a way better game developing company. I feel like next generation they're gonna pack a real punch. So I think maybe they're riding their horses, riding high because of like the last generation that they won, but they got hit with some humbleness, and I think they're ready. They're ready for this generation to take over, and I think they're gonna destroy Stadia.
No, yeah, I think what Microsoft really learned was to market to the consumer. They were trying to go for casual too.
Exclusives.
I know.
They learned that was the
But
biggest
they were trying
lesson
to go
that
for
they learned.
casuals at the not. I don't like using the word casuals for people who are not that invested in video games. They were going for them,
Yeah.
and the Xbox was originally like an entertainment box, essentially.
Yeah, but I
And
mean,
now
what
at the
can
end
it-
of its life cycle, they've tried releasing exclusives. They're not that great, but they had the Xbox not only the Game Pass, which is like if you love games, you can always you get the Game Pass. You have hundreds of games. Also,
Yeah.
early access. They added they were the first console to add early access. They worked with Bethesda to get modding support on their consoles before even PlayStation. And you know what I mean? Like they tried, and essentially the Xbox One and obviously the Xbox One X at the end of its life cycle is like it's a good console now. Obviously the PlayStation One because of all the exclusives they had, but they obviously.
And I think those partnerships with Nintendo and stuff like that are gonna come to fruition in the next generation, and they're gonna see fruits from that. They're honestly they're gonna take advantage of that because they're like we're not definitely in the portable console market. Let's take advantage. Let's work with Nintendo. So yeah, they're definitely the head honcho in charge of taking out Stadia, and I think they're gonna do it. So let's see what happens in their presentation. Let's see what happens with Stadia. I mean, if it's a good service and the price is not crazy, I wouldn't, I might try it. See what happens. See if it's really what they say it is. First thing I'm gonna wait for is like the internet. Like, is it really like, yeah, you only need 30 megabytes a second? Like, is that true? Like, I'm gonna really, really need to find that out. Okay, that's the first thing I'm gonna have to find out is the internet speed necessary to run these games at 4K. They even said 8K, like nothing. Like, oh, 8K, all the Ks. You want to do 12K, you want to do 16K.
But there's data caps in a lot of parts of the country. Like, you can't go over certain data. And
yep.
Have they considered that? It's like, this is not gonna work. This is not like. I get lag sometimes, and look how much speed I have. Look at my download speed. I'm showing it to you right now.
Yeah, it's around like 400 megabytes.
Yeah.
And
come on.
That's the thing. Like, if you can't run it at 400, I mean, geez. But yeah, we're gonna find out. We're gonna find out in the upcoming months what Microsoft has planned.
I just got lagged, but I think it's because I was doing the speed test.
Oh.
Yeah.
But what? We're gonna see though in the very near future in the upcoming months what Microsoft has planned and what Google has planned. I mean, this could have been it, but also I just feel like Microsoft maybe had like a very similar thing and they saw the hate and they're like, yo, let's rework this. I mean, that's just like a fun rumor I just made up, but that could be it's just a fun theory to throw out there. But we'll see in the upcoming months who really has the upper hand in the streaming wars, I guess we could call it. But let's talk about something really cool and awesome that was announced by Nintendo. They announced Cuphead to the Switch. Comes with the DLC, am I right? And it's like $20, right? Like it's actual.
Yeah, it's $20.
I don't think we're not gonna get the quote unquote Switch tax that companies like charging us extra for games that come out on the Switch because it's portable they should tax it. Obviously it's not a real tax, but for some reason, we have to pay more for Switch games than those same games at other consoles, which is BS. But this comes out for $20, and it comes out without DLC and stuff like that. It's a great deal. But this is more important because of the meaning behind it. I mean, yes, we're getting another good game on the Switch, but the meaning behind it is that this was a Microsoft exclusive. This was basically their only like really good exclusive, unless you're in like you're into racing, you're into the Forza genre. This was their only like exclusive that everybody can get together and say was good, because Halo, this newest Halo, you know, a lot of people talked. Some people liked it, some people didn't. Gears, the same thing. Some people liked it, some people didn't. This, everybody could agree, was a great game. And the fact that they're giving it to Nintendo, it means that this partnership is a lot more serious than at least I gave it credit for, like, at the beginning. You get me?
Yeah. Yeah, I figured. So, honestly, I think Microsoft thought, you know, everybody that was going to get this game probably already got it on the Xbox. You know, I think this will be a great first game to release, like, in our partnership with Nintendo. To also show, like, you know, we're serious. Like, if we want to partner with Nintendo.
And that's what I love about Microsoft.
Dude, and Nintendo, not only will Microsoft benefit, like, they're going to benefit a lot from this. Because, you know, now there's a lot of Nintendo exclusive people who knows, they might get an Xbox now. They're like, just because they're partnered, like, you know, in the future, like, we can see what they're going to do. But also, I think Nintendo benefits a lot more than we think. Because they don't care about exclusivity. I mean, okay, you got Cuphead. That's literally the only exclusive I think Nintendo would really, any Nintendo fan would really care about, right?
Yeah, like, for sure.
Come on. But it's Microsoft dwarfs Nintendo in terms of resources and the cloud and all that. Nintendo needs a friend in this time, and you know, for the future. And I think that's a good business strategy to partner with Microsoft. And it's funny because, well, here's the thing, like, what is Sony gonna do? You know? Because they don't have the resources. I mean, they were going like they were gonna close down their movie studio, like a year ago, I think. So it's like, what is Sony doing? Are they gonna wanna work with Microsoft too, or?
And here's the thing. I see. Okay, so that game we're gonna like get your first impressions on. It's another PlayStation exclusive, right?
No.
That one's not PlayStation exclusive.
No.
Okay. I was just wondering, because I was like, are they still releasing exclusive games? I feel like Microsoft's already onto the next generation. I feel like Sony, they are onto the next generation.
Well, yeah, they're working on the PlayStation 5 or whatever,
but I feel like they're just going in, and yeah, they probably are talking to like their companies that they have under them to like start cranking out their exclusives. But I feel like Microsoft has done their homework for the next generation more than Sony has, just because of the fact that they failed. And I think companies are gonna do this always. After a big successful console like the PS4, I wouldn't be surprised if Sony struggled the next generation, and vice versa. Microsoft having a bad experience, I wouldn't be surprised if next generation they actually do amazing, because they're more prepared. They did their homework a lot more this time for this generation. So I don't know, I have weird opinions about it. I really don't know what Sony's gonna do. It was smart on Microsoft for jumping ahead of that curve.
Yeah,
very smart. So give them that. Cuphead on the Switch. Imagine
if Sony partners with Google. That'd be like the greatest anime betrayal of all time.
Civil War confirmed. Civil War Part 2 confirmed. I just imagine Sony and Microsoft punching each other in the face, and Microsoft is there like, I thought you were, it's like, you were my friend, or something like that. Like, I thought I had a friend or something like that. And then Sony's gonna be like, so was I. And then it's gonna be like the most dramatic thing ever. But I would give the edge to Microsoft. And because what is Google gonna give to Sony that Sony doesn't have already? Like, yeah, tech, they're good with tech. So what? Nintendo has that toy company aspect, has that fun. Yo, we're just a toy / video game company. That's the only thing we do. So Microsoft has that advantage because they had problems connecting with gamers, so they partnered up with a basically exclusive gaming company rather than Google. What's Sony gonna do? Partner up with a company that has a lot of resources, but what are they exactly gonna partner up with?
Yeah, I think they're gonna have to, like I said. Well, I told you, but I didn't say it like on podcast or anything. They're gonna need to go the Nintendo route and manage it like a toy company.
Yeah,
that's the only way I can see them.
They're gonna have to switch up their their method. And sorry about that, guys. We actually cut off for a little bit because a few emergencies happened while we were recording, so we had to attend to those. As in emergencies, a few of my plans kind of happened a lot quicker than I thought they would. But yeah, we're back now. And we had just finished talking about Nintendo's partnership with Microsoft and what it could mean for the video game industry. And now it's time to move on to get Sentry's impressions of, what was the game called again?
Sekiro, Shadows Dies Twice.
Exactly, because I'm not going to get the name wrong. Dang it. But, yes, Shadows Die Twice. I mean, so just looking at the footage, like, I didn't play it. Sentry's the one that played it. But this looks to be like Dark Souls, but a lot faster paced. Almost like Dark Souls with a little bit of God of War. Am I crazy for thinking that?
No, I mean, you know, it's easy. Like, it's its own thing. Like, the combat is like, I'm trying to think like some good words for it. So yeah, it's a stealth game, but it's also a Dark Souls game. So there's a lot of like fighting. You don't level up like in Dark Souls or Bloodborne. Like you get skills essentially, and these skills you can actually learn it. You actually learn it like from like reading books and stuff, or like reading like scriptures, and you can learn it with like you get like skill points, but you don't level up. It's weird. It's how that works.
Oh, okay. Can you still like raise your HP bar and stamina bar?
Yeah, but that's not based. It's not by skill points. It's like you have to
just
get certain collectibles to raise them.
Like Zelda, basically.
Yeah, like Zelda's hearts or the soul spirit orbs. I mean, yeah, you have to get like it's called gourd seeds.
I feel like I prefer that method because I feel like you're able to like you actually feel like your character's improving rather than like you just fight 10 guys.
Yeah, so it's not you don't do the more damage like just because like there's candy and stuff that make you hit harder. But yeah, it's just you get better by skill. That's how it works. And
that's what I like.
I'm showing you combat right now, and you can see like it's very involved. Like it's you have to. There's a lot of blocking involved, dodging. You have prosthetics and stuff that
I feel like games like that, especially for like by this company. I mean, I forgot their name. They're the people behind Dark Souls, right? And the whole Dark Souls series, correct?
Yeah, and Bloodborne.
Yeah. So okay. Yeah, like they're very meticulous with their difficulty. They always give you penalties when you die. They're very also like for example, that system, that leveling system, I feel like it's in place so you don't like just level up, super high up and you can just take down, mow down whatever like hard boss you have to fight. You get me?
Yeah.
That's done on purpose, so you're not just you're not just doing that. You actually have to like, if you want to beat this enemy, you're gonna have to fight him a million times.
Like you can actually skip like fighting some grunts, like some some normal soldiers, and I don't want like calling them grunts because they're hard. Like if you get 2 or 3, it's hard to fight them all.
Yeah.
But
like if you know if you feel
you
like
don't
you're
have
capable,
to fight them though. It's like to level up. You don't level up, so it doesn't matter. You can just kind of like jump.
They're practice.
You can go on a wall. Yeah, you can practice, but you can just kind of like sneak by them or climb some buildings and stuff and get away from them. So it's not yeah, you don't have to fight them all the time. Unless you need money, and that which case you have to like fight these guys, get gold from them. You have to buy stuff.
Seeing some of the trailers, I was like, yo, this is like this is like a Assassin's Creed type stuff. It looked like it at first. Like I thought Assassin's Creed mixed with like the Souls games, which again, it's not off because you do a lot of sneaking around. But then what really surprised me were like all these like god figures you have to fight. Like there's not just humans you fight in this game. There's like creatures and like a lot of mythology creatures and stuff like that. I mean, you fight the world serpent. That big creature that scares the hell out of you in God of War. I mean, in this game you actually have to fight it. And I mean,
well, it's not like I mean, I'm not sure if it's called the world serpent or whatever, but yeah, it's based on Japanese mythology.
Yeah, it's basically like that. I'm just trying to draw a parallel so like
it looks like the world
they can
serpent
draw a
now,
picture. It's a huge snake like the world serpent in God of War, but you actually have to fight it. And that fight scene looked crazy. I mean, I I don't even know how I'm gonna fight that thing.
I know.
Like,
This game though, it's so like well, that's all like from software games. They're very addictive. Like you want to keep going back to like
yeah,
fight them, even if you keep dying. Like it's because eventually when you do beat them, it just it's so satisfying because you know you did it. You didn't like cheese your way, level up or something. Like you did
yeah.
that.
And also again, this company is very meticulous with their with the way they handle their difficulty. Like I said, they include penalties when you die. What penalties did you see upon death?
So yeah, obviously if you die, you gotta go through a loading screen. But what makes it different here in Sekiro is that your main character has the ability to resurrect in the game. But if you use that ability a lot of like story characters and like some side quest characters or like merchants will get sick with a disease, and if you keep dying and resurrecting, they'll eventually die from the disease. So you have to you have to
Wow. So
choose.
yeah, wait,
So
that's weird
really,
though.
is
That's
the only
actually
point of using that is like if you let's say you killed a bunch of enemies and you're fighting a boss and he's low health but he killed you, then maybe you can use resurrect and maybe it's worth it. But I wouldn't. I used it like 3 times and one of the characters got sick and I was like, oh wait, I don't want him to die. So it's
wow. That's actually okay. That's actually really cool. I like it because it's different than Dark Souls. Because in Dark Souls, it's just you die and your HP bar is smaller next time. So you have to like really like focus on that, and you can't be dying too many times in a row like that. This game changes it up a lot.
yeah. Well,
You
it's
do get
the
a
reason you resurrect. I mean, it's like a story base. It's not like just because. It's like they mention it. It's like, oh dude, you have the special ability to resurrect.
And I feel like the gameplay looks like it might be even slightly harder than like Dark Souls even.
It
It's
is.
fast paced. It's fast paced, so it's like those same movements the enemies do, but you're not gonna get
It
that
seems
much of a charge.
like obviously there's stuff kills and stuff, and it seems easier, but it's not. It's not easier. Because Dark Souls, you can just swing, as many times you want, like after a while, or level up really high. But here, you have the same sword. You don't really customize the guy that much, besides his prosthetic arm. But it's fine. It makes sense. Yeah, I'm showing you gameplay right now, and it's just it's very a lot of dodging, a lot of jumping around, swinging around. Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah, it looks
I
really
love
good.
it. I love it. If you love, I mean, if you love Dark Souls, then you already have this game. But if I don't know, like even this, if you haven't played Dark Souls, I feel like you will still like this because there's stealth, has a great story. If you like Japanese culture or whatever, like this game.
If you like Japanese culture, okay. If you like Dark Souls, for sure get it. If you like God of War, I think you'd like it because I think it's sped up to almost God of War like speed, like the fighting, and also you're fighting a bunch of creatures from mythology. That's a better way to say it.
Yeah.
You're fighting a lot of creatures from mythology. It's Asian mythology, which I feel like we talked about it before. Maybe not on the podcast, but we had mentioned like, it'd be cool if God of War, like the fact that
I think we said that.
Like Kratos is traveling to different like places that have different mythologies. I was like, I like to see Asian mythology, so this is kind of like that kind of, which is it's pretty cool. So it's if you like God of War, you might find some enjoyment, and I mean also it does have some elements of like Assassin's Creed or any type of stealth game. I'm a big stealth. I actually like a lot of these stuff. I like stealth games. I like God of War. I like Dark Souls.
Like it turns into like a real in-depth like sword fighting game after like right now you're seeing gameplay of like I'm fighting he's a shinobi hunter or whatever. But yeah, it's like you see how like it feels like a real like sword fight from like a movie or something.
Yeah,
it's...
and I like the fact that you have like a lot of like vertibility, like you can
verticality
jump in the air. I mean verticality.
Vertibility.
I know something with a vert, so I just threw whatever vertibility. The verticality though is actually like this is what separates it from
Yeah,
Dark Souls.
I mean,
In Dark Souls, you're standing
if you're
still.
like in a pickle or whatever, you can just like swing away. But
In a pickle, I mean.
yeah, you can't. Obviously, in Dark Souls, you're heavily armored or whatever. You really can't move them fast.
Yeah, here you can like jump off buildings and scale buildings and stuff like that. You can like have like a rope. Basically, you're basically Batman. I mean, I'll throw Arkham Asylum in there for another game that this like looks to be inspired by. But oh my god, beautiful game. Honestly, like the reviews have seemed amazing, and I have it downloaded and kind of ready to go. I just haven't played it because I wanted to get your first impressions and kind of like from a fan's perspective who hasn't played it, or not a fan, but like a person who hasn't played it.
Yeah, it's like this is not like I don't like. Not that I don't like Dark Souls. Here's the thing. I couldn't beat Dark Souls like when I first started playing it, and then I played The Witcher 3, right? But I played The Witcher 3 on my PC and it was heavily modded, and the mod I used was made The Witcher 3 into like a Dark Souls game essentially. Like you had to dodge and attacks do a lot of damage and stuff. And there was no levels. Like it straight up made The Witcher 3 into a Dark Souls game. And I beat the what?
And it makes you feel like this game now, like this game.
No, and that game was The Witcher 3 was so hard for me because of that. But I actually completed the entire game and the DLC with that mod. So I feel like now if I go back to Dark Souls, I can actually beat it. And yeah, this game, I mean, I'm used to a lot of like the dodging and stuff, like the hit marker, all that. It's really like so.
One thing I'm curious about, and I know you haven't finished it yet. This is why it's a first impressions. You haven't finished it, but you have played some of it. So I'm curious because I haven't seen none of the reviews. Like I haven't seen that many of them touch upon the story that much because I've seen them talk a lot about like, oh, the gameplay is amazing, and yeah, the gameplay looks like just on the gameplay.
So far is really interesting. No, it's here. Let me give you a synopsis so far.
Like
so essentially,
yeah.
you know, a guy cuts off your arm, right? And you have to, and he steals like a kid that he's you're like his personal shinobi, his personal ninja or personal guard, and he kidnapped him, and he's in a castle. So now you have to go John Wick style back to that, like through his castle and like kill all his like guards and stuff in order to kill him and take the kid back. That's basically it. It's like a John Wick game but with swords. Imagine that. Because he gets pissed off, like when he cuts off his arm, he's like, huh, like you can't wield a sword anymore, and then you get a prosthetic arm, and it's like, well, and then yeah, he gets pissed off and he comes back straight up John Wick, starts killing people.
I feel like every game.
Yeah, it's not like
it's like you just kill a bunch of people, but no, I really do like the animation, and I feel like. Here's the thing. I feel like this type of game, like I think that, correct me if I'm wrong, the story can be trash, but like it could still win Game of the Year because it's like the gameplay itself is that good. I mean, so far the
story. Here's the thing, dude. It's a masterful storytelling so far, and here's the reason why. It's because like it's hands-off approach, like Zelda, Breath of the Wild, and like a lot of the stuff you'll kind of just hear it, like you'll hear it by dialogue.
Or like Dark Souls, kind of like like Dark Souls.
You hear it by dialogue, or it just kind of dynamically happens. Like
it's in the atmosphere. And you have to look for it. And you have to look for the story.
I went back to like one of the guys so he can work on my prosthetic arm, and he was like talking to me. And then he gave me like a new quest. Like it felt dynamic. It was so hands off. And yeah, that's what I mean. Like I don't know. So far I love it. I'm showing you some gameplay right now.
And I mean, I haven't looked into the music, but I'm sure the music is great, top notch.
And I'm still working on like a music in video games, and I'm gonna use Sekiro also. I'm gonna add that to the list of games I'm gonna use, because the music is actually really good.
The cutscenes look like wow.
I know. I'm showing you. Just look at that. So right now you're seeing like a few of reeds. It's so like Last Samurai, like You know what I mean? Like it looks so cool.
Yeah.
And I think the feel of reeds in like a lot of cultures symbolizes death, or like crossing over to like a different path. You know, like a different realm. Like the feel of reeds, I think it symbolizes death, life before death or something like that. So it's very symbolic in a way.
Okay. So yeah, it's putting a lot of from Dark Souls storytelling, like from
Yeah.
using atmosphere, making the player find the story rather than it just giving it to you. Which again, I love those type of games where it's like they're not gonna give you nothing.
And
They're not
this is
gonna
not
give you
really
any
a
breaks in the
spoiler.
gameplay.
It's like it happens in the beginning of the game. So yeah, the main boss, you basically fight him at the beginning of the game. So it's like you hate him even more.
Jeez. But okay, yeah, that game looks great. I'm literally can't wait to try it out. And yeah, looks like we have a new contender for Game of the Year. And
I mean, I can't think of any other contender that could.
Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yeah, no. Stop.
Yes, it's a contender. I'm not saying Game of the Year, but dang it, we're early in the year. You're gonna tell me that there's so many good games out that Kingdom Hearts 3 is eliminated already from contention.
Yeah, Kingdom Hearts. I don't know. I doubt Kingdom Hearts 3. Nah.
Because when I ask that question, it's like kind of implying like, what if every game that comes out right now for the rest of the year sucks? It would make at least a contenders list.
If every
currently.
game from this year sucks, then Sekiro would be Game of the Year.
Okay, but I'm just saying Kingdom Hearts 3 would be a contender.
Whatever. It's not.
You
You could say anything. I mean, Anthem could be a contender.
Okay, no, stop. No.
If every game sucks,
No.
hey, it could still be the best game.
No, come on, really? Like Anthem?
That's what I'm saying. It's
Breaking-
like, that's not. But
Breaking
then we
Pe-
got.
no,
I think we
it
got.
wouldn't be.
We got that game by Hideo Kojima. What's it called?
Death Stranding.
Yeah, Death Stranding. So, I mean.
And
who knows?
I've
Here's
had
the
this
thing.
weird
It looks
relationship.
cool, and obviously I love Hideo Kojima, like his games. So I'm interested in it. But if you look at like gameplay, it just looks like an Amazon like UPS simulator in another planet.
Well, they're saying that this might be like the unofficial sequel, kind of like how BioShock was like the unofficial sequel to System Shock. The unofficial sequel to
here in Dark Souls, you fight like skeleton people and like zombies and stuff. Where in Sekiro, you mostly fight people, like other people, and then you fight like mythological people or mythological creatures and stuff based on Japanese mythology. But most, I would say like so far a large percent are actually just people, regular like soldiers or generals and stuff.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I'm showing you some sword, and it just looks like a straight up sword fight.
Yeah, but like I was saying, like I feel like since it's an unofficial sequel to Silent Hill, I've had this weird relationship with Silent Hill.
Oh, you're talking about Death Stranding, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like wait, Sekiro, I don't.
Not Sekiro, yeah. Like I just feel like. Cause I'm a fan of the series, even though I never played the games. I've like looked up footage from I've looked up basically the full game, like plays of all the older games. I feel like all of them are too old now for me to kind of play, but that's why I'm waiting for a new one. So this being like the newest iteration, it's for sure might be on my list of like top 10 games. Like it probably, if it comes out this year, for sure it's gonna top 10 automatically, and Game of the Year has a good chance.
Yeah,
I mean
I want to
technically,
finish Sekiro. Like, it's.
I mean, technically, isn't Cyberpunk technically supposed to come out 2019? I know it's probably not, but
Probably not. Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
But yeah, I'm not gonna count
Just like
out
Beyond
anything.
Good and Evil might come out this year, but probably not. Most likely not.
I mean, yeah, those are two games that
I feel like maybe they're just gonna wait for E3 and see like what next gen, or maybe they already know what like the next consoles are.
That's the thing.
They're just gonna develop them for the next consoles, like like launch ports.
I think they're. I don't think they're being developed for this generation of consoles, in my opinion. Like I don't think. Yeah, I don't think either game, Beyond Good and Evil, and also the
Cyberpunk.
Cyberpunk. I don't think neither game is being developed for the current consoles. I think these are all next gen projects.
Yeah, so like at least gameplay looks like PC gameplay, right?
Yeah, and it's like, come on, it's like they're so the next generation is so close. You're telling me that, like, it's like you're telling me that it's gonna come out on old gen when it's I don't even think it could support that. Like, I look at footage from those games and it's like you would be pushing those consoles to the ultimate maximum. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if like that game, if those games would actually brick PS4s, because they would actually like just have a stroke. So yeah, I think that those games are next generation. I'd put my money on next generation over this generation. But yeah, so Sekiro, I don't know if I said it right.
I recommend it. Yeah, from my first impressions, I definitely recommend it.
Yeah, and I'll play it too, and we'll give you a more detailed opinion, especially about the story and stuff like that later on. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, so far looks like we got another Game of the Year contender. It's great. It's great. We had 2018 was like an all-time year, so we're following it up with another good year. So that's good to see. So on to the last topic. We could talk a little bit about Nintendo, which you kind of brought this topic along. I kind of had no idea about it. That they're letting an indie company. Am I correct?
Yes. So it's called like Dungeon.
Well, yeah, just
Necromancer or something like that. I mean, here I'll go look it up right now.
well, yeah. And so an indie company is basically being placed in charge of making a Zelda game. Which, if you know Nintendo, I mean, I'm sure they've done it occasionally, but Nintendo doesn't throw around their licenses like that, especially Zelda.
And also something else. Well, yeah, okay. Like still on the it's called Crypt of Necromancer. So I don't know if you heard of that indie game, but they're making a like Legend of Zelda remake.
Like skin.
Not really, because it has like like characters from Zelda.
I mean, it kind of looks like a cell phone game, but
Yeah.
it could be a cell phone game.
No, it's a Switch game. Yeah, Nintendo Switch.
Oh, okay, and it's like okay. Wait, it just looks like they're like playable characters.
No, yeah, but the characters from are there like there's a lot of there's enemies from Zelda.
Oh, okay. That's pretty cool. Like the fact that
It's called Candon's Hyrule.
Nintendo surprised me twice this week because I knew that their deal with Microsoft was strong, but I didn't think it was this strong. It surprised me first with that, and then they surprised me with how much they're supporting indie developers. Because geez, you're giving them the Zelda franchise. I mean, they gave also the Zelda franchise to the people that make the Dynasty Warrior games, but it's kind of like a proven company. You get me?
Yeah.
So
isn't Trial Rising like a Xbox exclusive?
I don't remember. I remember I had it on Xbox, but I don't.
Yeah, never mind. It's not exclusive.
Yeah.
But yeah. They had the Indie Direct, and they had a bunch of like different indie games and stuff. Trials Rising was there.
Oh, Trials, right? That actually would be a great game.
It's like a physics-based motorcycle game.
But it goes like extreme mode, basically. It's very, very good. So yeah, I'm very surprised the lane that Nintendo's in right now, getting help from the big companies, but also supporting the small companies. So Nintendo's really covering
their bases.
And
also,
I
want to mention their Labo. Actually, looks pretty good. The VR Labo. Oh, did it come out? We mentioned Cuphead. So yeah, hasn't come out yet, but like they showed off the games for it, and it actually looks pretty good. It looks pretty fun. Like
I mean, doesn't Skyrim have VR? Can you play Skyrim with it?
Yeah, that's not it. I don't think. No.
I mean, you could play it on VR.
No, I don't think. Maybe they'll have like VR support for different games.
Okay, but I can't get used to the kid shoving the blaster in his face. I can't. I
Yeah, I
can't. Like
know.
that's
But still,
that
it looks
looks.
like fun, and like as a kid, I feel like that's
Well, yeah. As a kid, like this for a kid, it looks like a fun idea. But, I mean, I feel like they could maybe, hopefully in the future. I mean, yo, if they come out with
look.
like
Here's the
a
thing: if they make Pokemon Snap, so one of them is like a camera game, right?
yeah.
But imagine if they made if they made Pokemon Snap, every Pokemon fan would buy this Labo.
I mean, look, I feel like maybe I'm asking for too much, but I feel like I would rather Nintendo release like $150 like VR thing that's good, like a good VR headset. But it's using the Switch's technology, so it's not gonna be that expensive. You're kind of paying just for comfort and for it to be well suited with headphones and stuff like that. And like for it to be like a legit VR thing, like almost comparable to like the Oculus or like
I
the
mean,
maybe not the Oculus, but maybe like the
Can
PS.
you shove your face inside a bird's butt with an Oculus?
Exactly. I don't want to shove my face in a bird's butt. See, that's the
It looks
downside.
like fun though. Like, look at the game. If you look at gameplay, it looks like a good game.
I don't want somebody like I rather not let somebody like see me when they walk into the room and see me with a sticking my face in a bird's butt and pulling the trigger towards my face. Like I don't want anybody to walk in while I'm doing that. Like VR, okay, it's explainable. He's playing a VR game right now. But they walk in, they're like, "What is this man doing? Does he have an elephant trunk?" Like, yo, this man's really gotten soft in the head. So
Still though, I'm showing you gameplay right now. Some of the games, it looks like fun.
they're like cute arcade games, I guess, but I mean, sure, could be something. It could be something. Let's see. I mean, obviously, I'm a big Nintendo fan.
I'm definitely gonna get it and try it out.
Come on, $30 is half a game, bro. It's for God's sakes, the freaking Cuphead is cheaper than this.
That's true. Never mind.
And
Well,
those games aren't free. I'm pretty sure you have to pay for the games.
They come with the Labo thing, and then you can make your own games. They show it off too. So you can the Labo actually comes with like a game creation also.
Can you download like games
Yeah,
from the
you
community?
can. Yeah, they showed that off too.
If they make the editing process very like intuitive and very like easy to learn but hard to master and very complex.
So look, there's one game where you're
Oh.
flying.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and this looks weird. You're literally shoving your face up a bird's butt.
I thought, oh my god. You know what? No. You see that I'm not playing that.
So what'd you think that one was though? Right?
What do you
It's
mean?
like, I mean, this kind of made sense. What else could it have been?
Like he's stepping on a gas. Okay, if you guys see the commercial, he's stepping on a gas pedal while shoving his face inside a bird's butt. Then there's an elephant trunk.
So
where you
this
can play
one is kind of cool, but kind of strange. I feel like a lot of people can make really cool. You make 3D art essentially, but it looks. I feel like a lot of people can make some really cool stuff with this.
It's not for me. I mean, the thing is, this looks like something that's like good for like wasting 20 minutes.
Yeah, but a kid. Oh man, this is perfect for a child. I would definitely buy this. Look at this. That's like a Rube Goldberg puzzle right there. Yeah,
Honestly,
those are You can make Rube Goldberg puzzles. I mean, that's kind of cool.
I mean, it is cool, and if it has community download stuff,
You know,
like
I love Nintendo that they're always doing different things, and I'm honestly fine with this. This looks really cool.
I'd rather just spend my money on an actual VR thing that I've actually been looking at
Like
them.
this has to be a
and
Pokemon Snap. They have to add that somehow. People, I'm telling you, every Pokemon fan would buy this if they had that.
Can I be honest with you? I don't want to bang on Pokemon Snap, but I kind of never got the point of it. I'm trying to look for Pokemons that are going to do a set of animations that they've been doing for like the last 4 hours. And when I find them, they're doing the same animations they've been doing for the last 4 hours, but they're like in a different position or like in a different part of the map. Like
So
you
look,
take a picture.
they showed off this VR Plaza where there's 64 different games already pre-installed, right? and like there's just different little mini games, different little things. It looks like fun.
Okay, okay. You know what? Like, and you and people in community, like
Yes,
you'll be able to
another
add
thing, yeah.
more.
And you can
Okay.
make different creations. See,
I mean, okay. I mean, if there's some that just
see, look
utilize the
now.
main VR
I'm
headset and they
telling
use the
you, people make
controllers,
some cool stuff. Community.
I hate that I have to make it though. That's so stupid. Like, can I have it pre-made, Nintendo? You lazy
They
people.
made 64 games already for you.
I'd
See,
prefer
look,
them
they're
to
showing
make.
off the game creation. It straight up looks like a. They made an engine. Like this is an engine already.
Okay, look.
And for
If
like
they're
this is. I mean, for your like, if you want your kid to get into game creation, this is like the perfect like starter.
well, we don't know how complex it is. It might be too complex for kids, but let's see. Oh my god. Okay.
Wow.
One
Just
thing.
come on, that looks so.
You know what I would really love if maybe this is very easy to duplicate and a lot of third-party supporters get on this and we get like an actual plastic
Look,
or an
so yeah,
actual
somebody created like a Godzilla with like a
No, but I'm saying like we can get third-party support of like
games, yeah.
actual headset. No, headsets. Of headsets. Basically the same as the VR headsets but like with rubber or like made out of, like plastic and better material than that cardboard thing. Like I don't like that cardboard thing. I want a more expensive, more premium looking VR thing.
You know what? I think I will get it just to try it out because this seems like something that would appeal to my family. Like
It's cheap. I mean, if I get access to all those games and
Yeah,
stuff like
like,
that just for paying $30,
since
I
the
mean,
community
that's
can do anything, you can make like an open world game, like sword fighting or something, with the Joy-Cons.
I mean, for the price, it's pretty good actually. So, I mean, yeah.
I love YouTube comments. It's like 1980. Oh, Billy, don't stand too close to the TV. Then 2019. It's like
You shoving the TV in your face.
yeah,
But okay,
I'm honestly, this looks like the best out of all the toy, like the Labos. This looks like the best one they've made yet.
this might have been their whole. This might have been their initial intent with Labo.
Yeah, they were
They
trying
just needed
to
to wait.
ease in,
Yeah,
and this is
but
yeah.
let's find out. I mean, it might be compatible with other Labo stuff. But this is just
Well, yeah.
my.
Imagine if you have the VR. Well, no, because it doesn't. You have to hold it right with your hands. Because I was like, what if you have like a, what if they added like a Mario Kart, first person mode?
And you get the wheel.
Yeah, with a wheel. I mean, but no, I think so far it doesn't seem like they can hold it.
I mean, this might sound crazy, and I mean, this might be what Labo's trying to aim to do. And if it is, then okay, this might be crazy. Like, what if not only you can create your own games, but you can create, because we've seen people make their own Labo creations.
Yeah.
Like their own
Yeah.
Labo.
So that's
So
what
what
they're
happens?
saying.
So yeah, like if a third party comes up with like a new Labo thing, and then they use the game editor to match up the Labo, you can wow. My only hope is that a third party developer makes a cool headset or a decent looking headset. I just don't want to wear a cardboard headset. That's the only thing I ask for. I'm not trying to be like this,
So you said that like
fancy
what if
guy.
the programming is too difficult? It's actually it's simple output and input commands. So yeah, it looks, see what I mean? Like, okay, you go to VR Plaza, character, and these are the stuff you download: UFO, car, person. And yeah.
Oh, you can use custom assets?
Yeah. And you can upload them. Yeah.
When is it coming out again?
I don't know. I think we'll see at the end. I'm actually, I want to get this. This seems so cool to me.
You've piqued my interest. You've piqued
Out
my
of all
curiosity.
of all of the Labos, this is the best one so far. That's the only one that really caught my attention.
You've piqued my interest a little bit. VR
Look,
Labo.
they're showing like you're feeding right now. Like he's feeding a deer right now. I'm not sure what.
Exciting.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that is for.
It comes out April 12th. At least the elephant one.
I mean,
comes out.
they tried, and I think this might be the best-selling one yet for them. Guy, remember,
Let's see.
Nintendo's a toy company. This is the way I always see it.
Which one? Wait. Which one are you getting though? There's one that's 40.
The one with all of it. I want it all.
Really?
Yeah.
I'd wait. I'd wait to see if it's worth it, because what happens if everybody makes the games just for like the normal one and nobody like really uses like the weirder ones? You get me?
4/12. So next month on the 12th.
Well, yeah, it's actually not that far. We're already almost in April, so it's the 23rd. So I mean, well, yeah, it's the 23rd when we recorded this. This is the 22nd when we started recording it, by the way. But okay, you've piqued my interest. I mean, guys, check out the trailer. I mean, it looks cool, and I like the community aspect that you can. I've always had a liking to those games. That's why I was really excited for Super Mario Maker 2 announced on the Switch, especially because I never played Part 1 because I didn't have a Wii U, but I like those community things, especially like mods. Oh my god, I love mods. So this is exciting. This is actually good. When you say community, that's when my ears like perked up. They're like, wait, what? Community make games? So can't wait for that. I don't know if there's anything else you want to talk about.
No, can't think of anything.
Yeah, I mean, we did a lot. We covered a lot. So, and E3 is getting near, even though not every company is presenting. There's still gonna be a ton of companies presenting a ton of stuff. We're gonna find out what Microsoft's doing with that VR stuff. We're gonna find out a bunch of stuff, okay? So we have a bunch of content in the future already secured. So don't worry about that, guys. We're gonna have content for months to talk about. So yeah, so I think that was all. It was a good episode, it was a fun episode. Covered a lot of topics. And yeah, that's about it. So guys, remember, if you enjoyed this, make sure to leave a like, make sure to sub, make sure to also leave a comment if you have any criticisms, or if there's anything you liked about us, you want to let us know about it, just let us know. And yeah, I'm Champion.
Yeah, and this is Century.
And we're signing out.